peace offerings. And the interesting thing is that somebody may be wondering, what is the peace offering? There are 5 different kinds of offerings. And the peace offering is at work till this day. Still, peace offering here, because they are part of the oblations. And your friend is saying, non-oblations, no, which are the blood sacrifices. Blood sacrifices, yes, why? But about the peace offering in your consecration, by way of the peace offerings.
So you have to understand this, that there were the blood sacrifices and then there were the oblations. Now, what's the accomplishment of Christ as our offering that has been offered once and all that doesn't apply to the peace offerings, because the peace offering was an oblation. It doesn't have to do with blood. And this thing, the peace offerings have to do with the establishment of the covenant between man and God. So we saw the situation of Absalom. That hair that was cut year after year was supposed to be presented as a peace offering. And that peace offering that we see in the Old Testament still applies to this date because it wasn't an offering or a sacrifice of blood.
Now, we go back and the word of God says that he was supposed, now what is to be a Nazarite from the day of his birth to his death.
So the situation of Absalom would be that there were periods of the Nazarite vow where at
year
the end,
in, year out.
But for Samson, that vow was supposed to be kept from the day he was born till the day he dies.
So what was the Nazarite vow? Let's go and read the Nazarite vow so that somebody now understands why at Samson's death, his hair has to be offered as a peace offering.
So, and the Nazarite shall shave the head of his separation at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
And shall
take the hair of the head of his separation
and put it
in the fire,
which is
under the sacrifice of the peace offerings.
Now, do you know that Paul also had a period of separation?
For he had a vow.
He had a vow. What was the vow? The Nazarite vow.
So, Papa, let me pick BB of the same.
Yes, sir.
Confirming what you said.
Number 618 BB.
Yes. He said, then let his long hair, the sign of his oath.
Yes, it is the sign
of his oath.
No.
Yes, the sign of his oath.
So, sa pam ne wa no ni onyankopon tem no. Yaman the sign.
The sign.
You see, now, then let his long hair, the sign of his oath, be cut off at the door of the tent of the meeting, and let him what?
Put it on the fire
on which
the peace offerings are burning.
That is it. Now, let us go to the book of Acts. I think chapter 18. He said, and Paul,
after this, tarried there yet a good while,
then
took his leave of the brethren,
and
sailed thence into Syria.
And with him,
Priscilla and Aquila,
having shorn his head in Cenchrea, for he had a vow. My friend, please stop this. It's not New Testament. It's not New Testament. Please, in the New Testament, there are vows. And leave people to walk in their vows. If somebody is going to say, hey, you went to this, it's Judaism, you did this, it's Judaism, forget about them. Paul the apostle, he kept his Nazarite vow till the time he went to shave his hair for his peace offerings. And this is way after Jesus is dead. And this is way after Paul has established churches.